Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Diallo, back with another dose on the channel. Welcome back to the channel. Once again, more reacts. I'm very excited to get into this one. This one is how to introduce a superhero, Black Panther. I like Black Panther, but he's not necessarily my favorite hero. He's cool. He's not my favorite. There's just a lot more other heroes that I like more than him, like Storm, Spider-Man, Johnny Storm. Who else we got? Like my Marvel heroes is fast, but then I start to forget them as I start naming them on. But I'll start to figure them out as we go. I'm sorry, but it's so hard to take claustrophobic motherfuckers seriously, man. What happened? What happened? Why you even say that?
This is Black Panther, a
I don't
character the
understand
audience had never seen on screen.
That's someone I don't
Yet
understand.
Marvel threw him into one of the biggest ensemble films ever made.
Civil War was a
trusted
good
the
movie.
audience to keep up,
Civil
and
War was
within
really
minutes,
good.
he felt as important as the
I was about to
original
say, he
Avengers.
was important.
That shouldn't be
So
possible.
everybody else.
But Marvel followed a very specific introduction formula. To understand how they pulled that off, we have to rewind to 2015. The
Age
MCU
of
just
Ultron.
finished Phase 2, but behind the scenes, there was a problem. The Marvel formula. You know, quippy dialogues, third act giant CGI battle, where the villain is basically just the hero but evil, and the mandatory origin story arc. Discover powers,
like
train, fail, win.
Next.
It was becoming a very expensive
Is
assembly
that another
line.
one?
Iron Man made that formula look fresh in 2008.
You're
but
gonna
by
make me have, like, the
2016,
most
it felt like a trap.
wildest,
Kevin Feige had planned to
itching
introduce Black Panther into the
epidemic.
MCU for years,
That sounds
and he
disgusting.
knew that the second the audience could predict him, he was cooked. So he
He
asked
was
a question
cooked.
nobody in Hollywood had the
Alright, I think that them adding Black Panther when they did in the Civil War, fantastic, fire. They knew what they was doing. I just think that, like, I think that Black Panther, after that they introduced him into Civil War, he then became the Marvel formula that they're talking about. He then became Big Boss at the end, but his fights weren't never really like a Big Boss CGI fight. In the first one, he fought Killmonger. In the second one, sadly, he passed away, so he didn't get a chance to be in that. In the second one, it was Namor. Namor's a big guy. Well, Namor's not big. Namor's like a big, like, mutant, like a big top mutant. He's technically a god. He can fly around and shit. So he started to fall into the Marvel formula too. The way that Black Panther was introduced in Civil War, he just seemed like as another focus into the story. Well, I'm a germaphobe personally. I'm very sensitive when exposed to germs, so I take sanitation seriously. And I understand that. I just never understand germaphobes because I'm just not a germaphobe. Like, I don't like germs. I am a little OCD with certain things, but I don't get germophobic. Like, I know somebody else is germophobic, not just you, but it's just the way that it goes about it. It's very, like, interesting for me. I want to experience it myself, but I ain't a germaphobe, so I can't say I have any experience with that. Most of them do, though.
What if
Most
we
of them
just
think it's gonna squeeze
skip
in
the
on them.
origin story?
Skip
What
the
if,
origin
instead
story.
of giving
That was
Black
smart.
Panther his own movie first and then having him join the Avengers, we flip the order? What if we drop him into an existing conflict, fully formed, fully competent, absolutely regal, and let the audience experience the
and let
mystery
them,
of who
let
he
them
is
figure it out,
before we explain it? In television, they call this a backdoor pilot. You introduce a character in someone else's show,
like
generate
Supergirl.
buzz,
That's what
and then
Supergirl
spin
was
them off.
doing.
But
She
nobody
was
had
shown
done
in,
this
like,
in
some
movies
other
at this
shows,
scale.
too.
Nobody had trusted
was
an
mainly
audience
in
to
TV
fall in love
shows.
with a character before they understood him. It was a gamble, a massive one, and it required
worked,
a very
though.
specific kind of execution.
worked, though.
Because here's the thing about introducing a king. You can't make him look like a sidekick. You can't have him
No.
show up and start following orders. The
No.
second
You
T'Challa
gotta
takes
treat him
orders
like
from
a
Tony
king.
Stark, he stops being a monarch
Yeah, he
and
starts
becomes a
that.
contractor.
Exactly.
You'd undermine everything
Starts
that makes the
becoming
character
a slave.
work. So
Sorry.
how do you include him
I
in
had to say
Captain
it. Starts
America
becoming a
Civil
slave.
War, a movie about the Avengers Civil War, without making him part of the Avengers? You make him the third party. And that's how we got Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, I was about to
and
say,
by the
if
way,
Cap, look,
he didn't audition
like you
for
said, if Cap never fucking intervened, Winter Soldier would have lost a long time ago. It's the fact that Captain America can do this shit all fucking day. It's just not fair sometimes. And then the fact that Tony's parents died from the Winter Soldier and you're going to blame, oh, it wasn't him at the time. Bitch, I'm pissed. He killed my parents And now you think we're going to be all buddy-buddy? No, he needs to go to jail, face this shit, or I'm going to kill him. You choose. And you wanted to choose. You wanted to fight me. I have a heart disability, and you're fighting my ass. Like, you're beating my ass. What the fuck are we talking about? I never understood that part in Civil War. That gets on my nerves. Tony would have buried him. Tony would have buried the Winter Soldier. And then he analyzed Captain America's shit and started whooping his ass.
Let's talk about how insane this is.
Like,
Hollywood is obsessed with auditions. You want to be Spider-Man? Screen test with 5 other guys. Chemistry reads, stunt assessments, costume fittings. It's a gauntlet. Chadwick Boseman? Kevin Feige had a conversation with him. That's it. By 2014, Boseman had played Jackie Robinson in 42 and James Brown in Get On Up.
Tony lost the plot, to be honest.
Two men who carried the weight of history on their shoulders.
There's no way that he should have lost.
And Boseman played them with this quiet intensity, this regal dignity that made you believe you were watching the actual person. Marvel didn't need to see him in the suit. They already knew. This wasn't a role you could find in the edit.
It was going to work.
You needed someone who already was a king, so they made the call from Zurich, where Boseman was promoting Get On Up. He accepted within 24 hours. It wasn't a casting, it was a coronation. And once you have an actor who already carries that weight, you realize something huge. You don't need to explain it. T'Challa was already Black Panther before Civil War. The incident in Vienna didn't create a hero. It stripped away the diplomat and revealed the warrior underneath. This is where Civil War gets dangerous. Because while Cap and Tony were arguing about oversight and accountability, T'Challa doesn't care about any of that. You know what that is? That's sovereignty. T'Challa isn't asking for permission. He doesn't answer to the Avengers.
Because he's a king.
He's a king acting on behalf of his nation.
I was about to say,
if you're in his way,
he acted on his
Captain
whole
America
nation.
himself, you're getting moved.
Like, I was about to say, move, Captain.
I won't ask.
All right, well, that's a second time. You heard his ass.
Actually,
won't ask a second time.
That'd be weird. But think about this. How does Captain America fight? Military, disciplined, straight lines, efficiency. He fights like someone who was trained by the U.S. Army and then given perfect reflexes. How does Iron Man fight? Stark fights like a man who has never once thrown a punch in his life, but owns the most expensive gloves on the planet. Now, how does Black Panther fight? Like a cat that just saw something shiny.
Nikita, you don't watch the Avenger films?
The Russo brothers knew that in a movie this crowded with established heroes, T'Challa's physicality had to be instantly distinct. So they brought in a movement coach. Chadwick Boseman, who was already a martial artist, worked with a stunt team to develop a fighting style.
I heard about
the
that.
idea was that T'Challa doesn't fight like a panther metaphorically.
No.
He fights like a panther literally.
Literally,
Watch him chase the Winter Soldier in
the
Civil
way he
War.
chases,
He's not running behind him.
He's not running behind him. He's hauling ass behind him. Like, he's hauling ass. Running like a fucking panther. That motherfucker picked up speed. He was running past cars, like hauling ass. Yo, Nikita, you gotta tap into Avengers or just any of the films, any of them. Some of them are good. And then you have Natasha. Natasha's weak ass. Black Panther, like Black Widow. Black Widow's actually titty. Like, I did not like Natasha Romanoff. I like her sister better, Yelena Belanova. Daddy, I'm so alone. All I do is go home, I drink, I go to work, and I think about all the things that I've done. Oh my gosh, that shit is so crazy. Like, she's really going through that shit. And I just like her way more than her sister. Natasha does not have ground compared to Yelena. Does not have ground.
Hunting him. Relentless, efficient predation. That's characterization through choreography. And then, just in case there was any doubt about his power level, they had him scratch Captain America's shield. Captain America's shield.
Put some respect on her name.
The audience did the math instantly.
Bro, she got hands, but she's just not like
at the very
that
top
much of an
universe.
interesting character
Show,
to me. You know what I mean?
A masterclass in visual shorthand. Okay, we need to talk about the Dora Milaje.
The Dora Milaje, move.
Or you will be moved.
Or you will be
moved,
6
words,
bitch.
Marvel told you everything you needed to know about Wakanda. This isn't some third world country that needs the Avengers' help. This is a superpower, a bodyguard, not a super soldier, not enhanced, just a Wakandan warrior is threatening an Avenger. And she meant it.
And she
it's a
meant
power
that
move.
shit.
It's world building. And it's a signal. T'Challa is not alone. He's the tip of a spear. Behind him is a nation of warriors, scientists, and innovators, but even in 2016, that moment planted a seed. It told the audience, you don't know Wakanda yet. but
yeah,
you're going
you don't
to
know
want
shit
to.
about Wakanda, yeah.
Here's where Civil War becomes a tragedy, because T'Challa isn't the hero of this movie. He's a parallel to the villain.
Yeah.
Helmut Zemo lost his family in
revenge.
Sokovia during Age of Ultron. Collateral damage from the Avengers fight with Ultron. So he dedicates his life to tearing them apart from the inside.
Hold on, I gotta talk about that. Age of Ultron, phenomenal movie. Let's not skip past that. That movie should have been what Thanos was. Age of Ultron, well, Ultron was used too loosely for me. The way that he is and the way that his whole mindset and his whole power scaling, he is an Avengers level threat, and he should not have been one single movie. And I do like the fact that he's coming back in Vision Quest, but he's a show, so rumored that he's a human half the show. It's like annoying. I want to see Ultron be Ultron. Bro said, no, leave me alone. Like, bro, come on. Bro's Ultron was the shit. He's over here talking to fucking, what's his name, Claw, talking about that shit. Cut his arm off. He said, oh, shit, I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. Like, that's fire. Natasha would have one-shotted her ass. I was like, bitch, please. You're nothing without your staff. Woku, I don't know. I think she would have washed the Dora Milaje. I think the Dora Milaje would have washed Black Widow. Like, I really do think so.
Lost his father in Vienna. Collateral damage from the Avengers conflict spiraling out of control. So he dedicates his life to hunting the man responsible.
Like,
they're the same. Two men consumed by grief, weaponizing it into vengeance. The difference? T'Challa figures it out before it destroys him. Vengeance has consumed you. It's consumed them. I'm done letting it consume me. Boom. That's the moment T'Challa becomes a king. Not when he puts on the suit, not when he fights, when he chooses mercy. When he sees the destructive cycle and steps out of it. While the heroes were acting like children, the guy who showed up 40 minutes ago just became the most mature person in the room. Let's zoom out for a second. Because what Civil War did, introducing a fully realized Black King who doesn't need anyone's approval,
like, he's trying to get his body, he's trying to get, hold on.
Represents an
Bro's trying to get Vision's body, and y'all are fucking with him. Leave him alone! Like, what the fuck? Oh my gosh, Ultron was so gas. And then it was just like his quotes was next level. He said, speak and your whole staff dies. Like, that bitch didn't say a goddamn word. Like, and then she let Vision out. She let the Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver out for him. And then when he was talking to Natasha, he was talking to her, giving a whole monologue to Natasha. Walked up to her, then ripped through his own skeleton, whole new suit, whole vibranium exoskeleton, walked up to her and said, you see, I'm just like that. Now on to my next plan, and threw her ass back in the cage. Get the fuck out of here, bitch. Ultron was like that.
Colonized nation.
Ultron was like that.
That was radical.
And Nikita,
you know what black superheroes in the
Ultron.
MCU looked like before this?
I'm telling you,
Sidekicks,
Nikita, I'm telling
War Machine, Falcon. Incredible characters, but always in orbit around a white hero. T'Challa,
in orbit.
He's not orbiting anyone. Iron Man and Captain America
I loved Ultron over
him.
Thanos. I agree with that. I agree with that.
Civil War ends
Definitely
with a promise.
think
It's the first time
Ultron
we
was
see
way
Wakanda,
better than
and it looked
Thanos.
like nothing we've ever seen in the MCU. The message was clear. You've met the king. Now you're going to see the kingdom. When Black Panther premiered in 2018, it broke pre-sale records.
I was about to say, it was
became the
monumental.
highest-grossing superhero film in U.S. history at the time,
what's so crazy
and
is that
got
he had
nominated for
cancer
Best
at this
Picture
time.
at the Oscars.
And
Here's the
nobody
thing:
knew.
none of that happens without Civil War.
Nobody
because
knew.
Civil War did the impossible. It introduced a legacy character in an ensemble movie, gave him a complete arc, and made the audience want more, without ever showing his origin story. When people walked into Black Panther in 2018, they weren't wondering, can T'Challa fight? They already knew. They weren't wondering, is he a good leader?
I speak more
They
confident
watched
when I
him
speak
spare
English.
Zemo.
I don't know why.
The
It's
question
all right, bro.
wasn't, who is
I mean,
Black
maybe you
Panther?
just feel more
It was,
confident.
what
I mean,
is
maybe you just
Wakanda?
feel,
And that's
I
the
don't
movie
know,
they paid to
comfortable
see.
with
Civil
speaking
War gave the
English.
2018
Because, I don't
film
know, maybe you're
permission
talking to other
skip
people
all the boring
that
parts.
speak English
no
mostly.
learning to be a hero
I get it.
montage. No
I get it. I know
discovering
some
my
people like
powers.
that
Just
that
straight
are
into the
from
throne
other
room, the politics,
countries
the
or
philosophy of
areas
isolationism
that
versus
rather
intervention.
speak
It was a
English than their
masterclass in
language.
setup
I don't know.
and payoff.
I'm doing you guys a favor by letting you even be in here. I have a lot of questions. Number one, how dare you?
So what did we just witness? Marvel Studios pulled off a magic trick. They introduced a character in a movie that wasn't his, gave him less screen time than the leads, and somehow made him the breakout star.
Yeah.
How?
Still the
First,
star in it.
T'Challa walks in fully formed. He's not trying to prove himself.
No.
That confidence is magnetic. Second, they gave him a complete arc, from
Really?
vengeance to justice. From warrior
You know what's
to
funny?
king. He doesn't
I can
just
agree
fight,
with you on that.
He changes.
Can agree
and that
with you on
change
that.
makes him more
'Cause I
interesting
wanna
than the
learn another
heroes who
language.
stay static.
I was trying to
Third,
do
they made him essential to the
Japanese.
story.
Fucked
He's not
up.
a cameo.
Didn't pay
He's the
attention
third
as
point
much
of the
as I should've
triangle.
in high school.
Remove him,
Nah,
and
I
Civil
regret it.
War doesn't work.
It's all right, though.
That forces the audience to pay attention.
Let me watch
and
back
finally,
this video.
they trusted
Before I
the
keep
audience.
talking about that
They
and go
didn't
off on a whole
spoon-feed us
tangent.
T'Challa's backstory. They showed us a king in action and trusted we'd keep up.
Yeah.
And we did. Here's
Yeah,
why this
definitely
matters.
kept up.
Chadwick Boseman wasn't just Black Panther.
No.
He embodied the role of a king, and that legacy is untouchable. Because T'Challa wasn't just a superhero, he was a symbol
He
of
was a
sovereignty,
symbol. He
of
was a
wisdom.
symbol.
He was a king
was a
who chose
symbol.
justice
Boring
over
and
revenge.
simplistic
And
as
Civil
fuck.
War was the
Wish I
movie
was
that
born
introduced him to
somewhere
the
else.
world.
Bro,
so the
I'd be
next time
wishing
you
that
watch
too.
Civil
I would
War,
love to be
pay
born
attention to
somewhere
that
else.
moment in Siberia
love to be
when
born
T'Challa
somewhere else.
retracts his
Yeah,
claws
where he
and
retracts
says,
his claws
"Vengeance
and
has
realizes."
consumed you." Because that's not just a character moment, that's a coronation. If this video made you see Civil War differently, or if you've got your own favorite T'Challa moment, drop it in the comments. I want to
That
hear
was
what hooked you.
fire.
And if you
Fire
haven't
video.
rewatched Civil War
Fire
since
video.
2016,
Yeah, time to
go
give it a
back.
rewatch.
You'll see the whole thing differently
give it
now.
a rewatch.
Every choice, every line,
Yep.
every detail.
I need to
It
give it
all
a
built up
rewatch
to
now.
something bigger. Hit that subscribe button if you want more deep dives like this.
Yeah, we're
Thanks
gonna
for
be
watching.
back for this.
Long live
We're gonna
the
be
king.
back for this. Y'all, thanks so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Oh my
know that
gosh,
feeling
I
when
fucking
everything-
hate ads. Anyways, like I was saying, thanks so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, drop a like and subscribe. We will be back with more reacts around on the channel. Appreciated y'all being here, watching me talk about Civil War. Great movie. Great fucking movie. Black Panther is amazing. Age of Ultron, fantastic. Ultron is fantastic himself. Everybody stay safe and take care, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace!